I don't like where this is going. Stop! Stop! No, 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 no. Please, later, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here.
Austin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Splash Talk. We are at episode 28. 28. Holy shit. Oh my god, 2 away from 30. We're about to hit the big 3-0 soon.
Soon.
Yeah, on July 3rd will be the 30th episode of Splash Talk. Let's all give a round of applause, everybody.
Woohoo!
Well, don't celebrate yet. We only got 2 episodes before that, alright? So don't celebrate yet.
Right.
But anyway, hello, chat. Today we are going to be reading Mass Effect fanfiction. And why? Well, I'll explain why. But first, let's go into the chat. Kavari's like, is this Mass Effect Andromeda or Mass Effect Legendary Edition? Yes. We also had Dylan's Little Hobbies. That's what's up, Dylan. We got Deshaun in the house. What's up, Deshaun? And yes, we're reading Mass Effect fanfiction today. And I'm going to explain why. Because I have been raving. Okay, I have been talking about Mass Effect non-stop. Okay, because Mass Effect is just it's just awesome. We got Zach in the house. What's up, Zach? Oh man, Mass Effect is my favorite Star Wars trilogy. All right, Mass Effect has just it's incredible. I mean, it's got so much lore, so much just like pizzazz to it. Like, you have Mass Effect 3, which has like the war aspect. You have Mass Effect 2, you have the suicide mission, and then Mass Effect 1 kind of like being like the new hope of, the franchise. It's like a hell of a franchise. It's got novels. It has a shit ton of there's an anime movie, merchandise. It has a spin-off.
Okay, so the first thing that you described sounded like the prequel trilogy. Then the second thing you described, the suicide stuff, that's Rogue One. And then you already said A New Hope.
Yeah. What's your point, man?
I'm just helping your point.
Well, you know what? My point was already made.
No, it wasn't.
What do you mean it wasn't?
It wasn't.
Well, you know what? It's just Star Wars, okay? Mass Effect is Star Wars. All right? And you better like it.
Okay, I guess I'll like it.
I will force you to like it, just like I'm going to force the chat to like it, because today we are reading Mass Effect fanfiction. But first, I would like to just say, Ninjoid, where can they find you at?
All right, you guys can find me on my own YouTube channel, Ninjoid243. Where on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Galactic Chat. Yo, we had our 1-year anniversary yesterday. Woohoo, 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 woohoo! That was fantastic. No, it wasn't.
No, I regret 1 whole year of my life.
Me too. But I digress on that. We also, on my channel, with the Ninja cuts as well, everyone, we got merch up, honoring the first year of Galactic Chat, an honorary t-shirt. So, everyone who's in the chat, at least I can see, your names are on the shirt. So if you have a spare $27, maybe come buy it. Just saying.
Alrighty, good stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to plug?
Well, I was just gonna say, we're also gonna put on some Splash Talk merch. Actually, I'm planning on doing that by Wednesday. So, yeah.
All right, that's awesome sauce. Good shit, man. We got Kavari saying Halo versus Mass Effect. Mass Effect easily wins. I mean, Mass Effect basically has like 4 games, and the 4th game, while it's not great, the first 3 are awesome. Which third installment of a movie franchise do you like more? Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, or The Bourne Ultimate? We'll go Lord of the Rings, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a better movie, to be quite honest with you. All right, now I'm gonna kind of explain what kind of fan fiction we're reading today, because in Mass Effect, Ninjoid, this is a teaching moment that in Mass Effect you have the option to romance certain characters with your character who is Shepard, who is running a ship called the Normandy. So what kind of romance are we looking at today? What kind of ship are we looking at today? Are we looking at the Normandy and Shepard ship? Are we looking at Shepard and Garrus fan fiction? Are we looking up Shepard and Rex? Maybe Shepard and Caden? No. We're talking about the best ship in all of Mass Effect, and I'm talking about Shepard and Tali. Okay, I am a Shepard and Tali fan. I will say that I do ship them regularly besides for Shepard and Ashley, and maybe Shepard and Liara if I was feeling like it. But you know what? Shepard and Tali just feels more organic, because Shepard and Tali, they've been together for 3 games. Okay, the first one it's more like a best friend type role, even though Garrus is the BFF of the group. But Tali it feels more organic than anybody else. So I figured, we're gonna read some Tali and Shepard fanfiction today. But instead of reading from chapter 1, we are instead going to be reading chapter 6 first. Now you may be wondering, Austin, why are we reading chapter 6 first? That's blasphemy. Well, because chapter 6 is just a fun chapter. We might go backwards. You want to know why? Because this is the one I want to read first. Because chapter 6 is it's pretty good.
Well, that's great to hear.
And if you want to know who Tali is, Ninjoid, Tali is a Quarian who has to wear a helmet over her face because she'll get sick if her skin contacts because her immune system sucks. We'll just say that her immune system sucks. And she can get sick easily. Unless she's on her home world.
Okay.
Now you keeping up so far?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get into it. Chapter 6. Now this fan fiction was written by Red Centurion G. Appreciate you for all your work, and yes, this is on fanfiction.net. So I hope maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Who knows? At least it's not Wattpad. All right. The shuttle shifted violently for a brief second, its occupants grabbing onto the nearest apparatus to keep them standing upright. Just as quickly as it happened, the UT-47 Kodiak managed to right itself, inertia dampeners eliminating what little kickback still existed. As such, the vehicle's 3 occupants returning to their normal standing positions. One of them smiled. A bit choppy, huh? Keela, you think? I, for one, don't mind it. The 3 occupants, a human, a Quarian, and a Turian. The Turian's Rex, or no, not Rex. He's a Krogan. Garrus, he's the Turian. He's a cool guy. He's my bro. Would have been quite the unusual sight had anyone else seen then. An N7 clad in medium red and black, white striped combat armor, a DMR and shotgun strapped to his back. A Turian, cobalt blue armor standing in contrast to the Black Widow rifle that he loved. And a Quarian, a Geth plasma shotgun collapsed on the small of her back, while a purple veil and black suit evoked a sense of innocence and vulnerability that wasn't as prominent as one would think. The human, the prestigious Commander Shepard and the Alliance's rising star and poster child, turned to his Turian companion, grinning. I guess I shouldn't be surprised you'd be the one who loves being shaken around. The Turian was quick to snap back, the verbal sparring between the two always turning into a battle for the last word. What exactly are you saying, Shepard? Shepard turned to Tali, his grin just as wide as he imagined Tali's was behind her mask. Oh, I think you know exactly what I mean. One of the Turian's mandibles twitched ever so slightly, betraying his amusement at the comment. He crossed his arms as the shuttle steadied, the inertia dampeners finally repulsing the G-forces, compressing the vehicle's flight. He looked at Tally, but seeing no answer forthcoming. Turning back to Shepard, eyes narrowing. Come on, Shepard, what did you mean by that? This, his eyes suddenly widened, and his eyes landed fully on Tally. This is about that incident in the mess hall, isn't it? A slight shudder shakes the Kodiak, but it is brief and barely noticed by the trio. Shepard turns to Tally, still smirking away. I don't know what you mean, Garrus. Tally, do you know what he's talking about? The seemingly demure. I'll say demure. Quarian pretended to think on that. Let me think. Stroking the bottom of her mask, Tally finally shrugged, holding up her hands placidly. Placid. Playsat. We'll just go playsat. Why not? It's just gonna be one of those days, ain't it? Oh gosh. Playsatting. Hold on a minute. I gotta see where the hell I was. By trio, I know what you mean. What? Oh, demure. Let me throw it. Oh, placidly. The smirk evident in her voice. Nope. No idea what he means. Garrus sighed, rubbing his fringe awkwardly. Tally, you promised you wouldn't say anything. And I even gave you an extra block of dextro chocolate as a bribe. Or Cholo Kit. It's a Cholo cat. Of dextro Cholo cat as a bribe. The Quarian feigned shock, holding a hand over her heart. Me, Tally Zora, bribed by chocolate? I think not, Vicarian. Besides, Tally would never betray me, Shepard chuckled, slapping Garrus on the back. Don't look so glum, Garrus. All that happened. The Turian quickly swiped a hand through the air, signaling for the pair to end the conversation right there. No more. Let's not mention that incident ever again. As for you, Tally, I will remember this monstrous betrayal. No more dextro chocolate for you. The Turian's amusement finally spread across his features, a small laugh chuckle erupting from his throat. Tally cocked her head at Garrus, turning to Shepard. Oh, I'm sure Shepard will be able to compensate.
Oh my god.
Wait, this got really sexual here. I don't know what she means. First she's cocking her head, first of all. I mean, wait, did I just say she cocked her head? Well, we all know what that means.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
And then she said Shepard's going to be willing to compensate.
That's what she said.
I mean, come on.
You're not
You
wrong.
Exactly. I'm not wrong. Shaking his head, Shepard turned to the shuttle's hatch, grabbing his helmet from a nearby bench and seating it over his head. The catches locking into place with a hiss as the suit pressurized. His voice came through muffled, electronically amplified slightly by his external suit comm. I'd be a terrible boyfriend if I failed to get my girlfriend some chocolate.
That's what she said.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. Tally playfully bumped her hips into his as she turned around, whipping out her shotgun as Garrus was left to himself to get ready. All right, this is...
That's what she said.
I mean, come on. This fanfic is making it too easy for me. Come on. This is ridiculous.
Austin, stop saying come on.
God, you're right. You're right. You're right. As Garrus was left to himself to get ready, lightly so only the two of them could hear what she said, she whispered into his ear, I prefer the Det Tem Cure chocolate, by the way.
Oh my god!
It has a sweeter taste and melts in my mouth.
That's what she said.
I have no words. That's a dirty mind, author. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shepard
shame on
grinned.
you.
Shepard grinned, turning as he found her mask inches away from him. He tapped his helmet against her visor, their version of a kiss. Consider it done, incel.
Oh, her visor now. Okay.
Yeah, her helmet's got a visor on it.
Okay.
You know, I probably should have showed you a picture of Tally before we even started this because, I mean, you don't even know what she looks like. You know, I'll show it to you after this chapter is done.
All right.
She smiled, pulling away from him. You're learning. You didn't mispronounce it this time. Well, I do like how that word sounds when you say it. Every time I say it, it sounds like a snake hissing. I'd rather not butcher the language of my girlfriend. Makes a bad impression on the family. Ron don't mind. I'm sure Jor-El will declare war if I do. She paused for a second.
Jor-El? Did I
You
just
know what?
Jor-El?
We'll go with that. Yeah, it's Jor-El. I'm sure Jor-El will declare war if I do. So so Mass Effect and Superman. This is how Krypton gets destroyed, by the way. Mass Effect is now canon to the DC universe thanks to Nindroid. Shepard. So the Quarians are going to go to war with the Kryptonians, and that's why Krypton explodes.
Yes, written by Ninja 243.
And then Shepard and Clark are now going to have war on Earth thanks to Nindroid 243.
Yes.
She paused for a second, then nodded. Good point. You should do some more practice, as my lady commands. She punched him in the shoulder, although it was light and lacked any real power behind it. She shook her head exasperatingly. Exasperatingly, I think that's how you say it. I told you, I'm not royalty. A voice from the cockpit interrupted whatever Shepard was
my
about to
god.
say. Cock? Did she say cockpit?
That's what she said.
Come on, it's a cock in a pit. What in the shit is happening? I don't know. No one knows what's happening. It's a cock in a pit.
Oh, Sean's in the chat.
A voice from the cockpit interrupted whatever Shepard was about to say. We're approaching the landing zone. Looks like the blue sun saw we were coming and beat a hasty retreat inside. Place looks like they just dropped everything and ran for it. Shepard nodded, wiping the grin from his face as he entered commander mode. Tally watched the warmth vanish from his face as he sealed his helmet into its rebreather mode, leaving nothing but his eyes visible, and even then, only barely. He turned to the hatch, nodding. Roger that, Doherty. I think it's Doherty. We shouldn't be too long. Intel says only a single Blue Sun squad, lightly armed, no heavy weapons or mechs. Stupid, considering what they found, but works to our advantage. Just hold here until we're finished. Noting his change in demeanor, Tally and Garrus dropped their banter and tensed up. She was already checking and double-checking her Omni tool, making sure the processor was running to the specs she needed and that her programs were set to the hotkeys she had adjusted for maximum efficiency. Shepard had insisted they all download the new Omniblade program for close quarters combat, and Tally, despite having her boot knife, had done just that. Finally done with her checks, she pokes her pocket to make sure Chiktika was still there. The shuttle hit the ground with a thud and the hatch snapped open, a gust of wind assaulting them immediately as the detritus of the planet quickly rushed to invade the shuttle's interior. Tally's veil rippled from the torment of the air blast, while the two armored soldiers beside her barely shifted. Shepard reached behind him and pulled out his M15 Vindicator DMR, bracing it against his shoulder. His two companions mirrored the action, proceeded out of the shuttle, stepping out into the maelstrom, waiting for them outside. Clearing out the facility hadn't been much of a hurdle for the trio. Whilst outnumbered, their martial skills and special operations knowledge and experience meant the Blue Sun squad waiting for them stood little chance against them. While they put up a desperate fight, it was a futile one. Now their corpses littered the cold and sublime floors of the abandoned Prothean facility. The battle had lasted a little more than a few minutes. The three of them had worked together like a well-oiled machine, covering each other's weaknesses and using their strengths appropriately. Once they were finished, they had quickly collected the bodies and arranged them neatly side by side to be collected. After contacting the Normandy to dispatch a council research team to secure the protein facility, they had split up to cover more ground and explore the installation. Garrus remained on top to await the CRT, while Shepard used his technical skills to poke around inside what he assumed to be the control room. Tally ventured below levels, looking for anything valuable or interesting, her curious mind quickly overcoming her. Either the Blue Suns had partially restored power to the facility, which she found unlikely for abandoned mercs looking for an easy score, or the Protheans had really gone all out on reserve power that could last for 50,000 years. She had discovered a sublevel and quickly explored it, finding what seemed to be an endless web of tunnels and sub-facilities that dotted the underground landscape. If she had to guess, this had to have been some kind of military compound. The facility was simply too small to be a city and lacked the equipment one came to associate with medical or R&D. That, or she was simply projecting her own preconceptions of what constituted R&D, who knew what with the Protheans after all. She had to admit, though, this place creeped her out. It was so empty, so vast, and yet so filled with life. It was the Protheans had never left, despite the obvious age that had worked its way into the rusted and sometimes caved-in chambers. Shepard's voice worked its way into her comms. Think we could convince Liera to check this place out? She giggled softly, the slight sound carrying across the empty chambers with a whisper of an echo. John, we'd have to post Reaper sentries to keep her away. She received a chuckle in response. Silly question. The comms then went silent again. I mean, so far it's not too bad. Not too shabby, man. It's pretty good. I like it. Even though there's a couple spelling errors, that's okay. Oh, man. The comms went silent again. Tally knew he liked to occasionally contact her just to hear her voice, even if his questions could sometimes be of a rhetorical or rather obvious nature. However, the fact that all he wanted to hear was her voice put a smile on her face. She couldn't say he had changed since their days fighting Saren, but ever since they had admitted their feelings to each other. Suffice to say, Shepard seemed a lot more comfortable around her now. More jovial, in fact. Interesting. For a second, Tally thought it was Shepard's voice she was hearing through her comms again. It wouldn't surprise her. He certainly enjoyed her company, and they were going to be here for at least another hour or two, until she realized the voice was female. So you mean to tell me Shepard has a girl voice?
Oh, let's go.
Hell. That means Ninjoid's got to do his girl voice.
All right, so where are we exactly now, buddy?
We are here, eyes wide.
Okay. You can continue, Rena, if you want to be narrator.
Yeah, I'll be the narrator. There are some words you probably wouldn't get. I can't even get these words.
Okay, here, wait. No, I'll try.
No, it's all right. I got it.
Eyes wide.
Okay.
No. Okay. Eyes wide. She whirled on the source of the sound, her Geth plasma shotgun up and braced against her shoulder firmly. The Quarian's response and reaction time honed.
You mean honed?
Honed through years of serving with the Migrant Fleet Marines, although mostly after numerous training sessions with a certain Krogan battlemaster in the old Normandy's armory. Okay. She assured it had
She assumed.
Oh, no. She assured.
Okay, she assured.
She assured it had to be a survivor of the Blue Sun squad. But upon closer inspection, she couldn't actually make out who the person was. Oh my god, she wants to make out with this person.
Damn.
I know, right? Whoever this random person is. Okay. In fact, once her eyes focused, she noted that there wasn't actually anyone there at all. There was nothing. Not a soul to be found. Oh my gosh, so she wants to make out with the air.
No, she wants to steal somebody's soul.
Yeah, maybe.
She's a vampire.
Oh, well that makes a lot of sense. It was only then she noticed that her Ami tool was glowing. Lowering her shotgun. Oh my god, so that means Ami Man's race
Oh,
in this?
oh my God, Nindroid. So not only is Superman and Krypton canon with Mass Effect, but now Invincible is in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Omni-Man created the Omni tools.
Yeah, boy.
Damn, that actually makes a lot more sense now.
Yes, yes, indeed. Lowering her shotgun, which was an Ami tool, and holding it in one hand, she brought up her Ami tool. Oh my god. Noting that somehow it was from Ami Man himself. Somehow it was in the middle of a call with an unknown origin from Ami Man. She could run a trace, but if the person had managed to hack the Korin's Ami tool,
Corian,
Korean's Omi tool,
Omni
Ami,
tool.
oh my god, Ami, sorry, my bad. Which she prided herself on having some. Oh my god, that means General Pride is in this.
Oh my God, now Star Wars 2?
I know, right?
Well, that would make sense because Star Wars and Mass Effect are basically similar.
Okay, pride herself on having some of the most. Try that word.
Sophisticated.
Okay, so oh my god, sophisticated. Oh my god,
Sophisticated.
sophisticated. All right,
There you go.
firewalls available. Then chances were she would be able to tell when the Corin,
Corian.
Corin.
I know canon.
No, it's Corian.
I'm pretty sure Corin ain't canon.
It's Corian.
There you go.
Oh my god, AJ. Now you. Oh my god. All right, whatever. Okay, Corian was trying to hack her location. Instead, she hesitantly raised her voice, addressing the caller. Who is this? How did you get this number?
Okay, I just want to say that voice is not accurate at all. But it's, hey, for this story, go nuts.
Who am I? Does not matter. Only that I have something you might be interested in. And that is smoking.
No, she wants it, or no, the mystery clown wants her to be interested in clones.
Ugh, clones of clones. Of clones.
True.
Clones. Okay, she frowned. She didn't like that she didn't know the identity of this mysterious figured person, much less the fact that they had managed to hack her Omni tool so easily from Omni Man. Decided to entertain whatever game this person was playing at. She spoke again, her tone now far more confident. Then spit it out before I hang up. Very well, the voice replied. The disoriented
Distortion.
No, the disoriented indicated indicating to her that she or he was clearly using a voice scrambler. Whoever they were, they clearly were going to great lengths to keep their identity secret while using the voice of the late Emperor Palpatine. We, being an organization, we being an organization interested in the cloning of clones technology, would like to enlist you on a mission. She raised an eyebrow at that. Her confusion at the sudden situation deepening. Mission? Occurring? Cloning technology?
Well, I guess proteins are now going to clone people. Well, technically, I guess the Geth could be cloned since they basically have a shit ton of the same Geths. So, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know who I am? The voice.
And yes, you know what? That actually makes sense because, collectors are actually proteins that were basically evolved, and the Reapers took the proteins and they basically made them slaves, and then they became the collectors, and then, they would kind of build the Geth as well. So, I mean, my reference
How does Palpatine make sense in this?
Palpatine is, well, I guess because Star Wars, Superman and Invincible are now canon with Mass Effect.
Okay. Yes. Can't forget General Pride and Palpatine.
You're right.
Yep. Okay. The voice. Wait, where was I now? Mission.
The voice.
The voice seemed to smile at that. We know who you are, Talizora. You are one of the heroines of Coruscant.
Well, I guess the Citadel would be kind of like the Coruscant of Mass Effect, so that actually works.
Which is why we have approached you with this offer. I think you would find the reward to be quite to your liking. Of course, we wouldn't allow you to do anything without Clone's approval.
Clones?
Yeah, boy.
Why does she gotta have Clone's approval?
Because the clones are me.
Well, why can't she get Commander Shepard's approval?
Because Commander Shepard is not canon no longer.
What? No, I don't believe you.
It is very true because I am now Disney. Hello, I'm Mickey Mouse.
No, you can't do this, Mickey.
Yes,
Shepard is canon.
Oh no, I don't think so.
He's the main star of the first 3 Mass Effect games.
No, he isn't. We'll kill him off.
Well, I mean, he's technically already dead.
We'll kill him off by how about we get his son and kill him right there.
But he doesn't have a son.
Well, then we'll make him have a son.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does make sense. We'll just make him have sex with this lady.
What? I don't think that works.
Yes, it actually does.
No, I don't think it does.
There's a thing called sperm cells, in which goes into...
I know how it works, Palpatine. You don't think I already know?
No,
You don't think I watch shit like that on a regular basis?
Austin, my boy. I have been every voice you have ever heard inside your head.
Wait, so every voice inside my head?
Yeah, boy. I'm yourself.
That's pretty weird. Can you get out of my head, please?
No, because if I'm out, then you're out. You'll die in seconds.
Well, then I would like to be out then. I don't want this
Okay.
anymore.
Well, alright. I'll do it. Just wait a second, please. We gotta just stop with the fan fiction for a few minutes.
Alright, what?
Alright, so let me kill you. So this is how we get stuff out of your mind, alright, Austin?
Okay. Wow, ow, that really hurts. Oh my god. Oh god, ow. Ow. Oh my god, why is it vibrating? Why is it like a plastic vibrating knife? This is pretty weird, Palpatine. I don't think I want this.
Oh, well, you do if you want me out of your head. Or we can do it the second way. Do you want to see what the second way is?
Sure, let's go with that. Yes, fire. Yes. Are you gonna make an Anakin stew out of me?
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah, how is Vader, by the way? Oh god, see that's not what I want to see.
There we go, buddy.
You know what? It's really nice. It's not really hot yet. It feels like I'm in a hot tub, except it's actually fire.
And then we have young you here.
I don't think that's actually me. I think you're getting your people wrong here, Palpatine. How many people do you trick per week?
Everyone.
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 Okay, sure.
All right, I'll continue reading.
All right.
All right, so, well, you know what? How about you read a little bit, Austin?
You know what? I would love to continue reading this fantastic story.
All right.
Then why contact me? She blurted, growing more and more frustrated by this enigma that just refused to crack. Why not just contact Shepard or Liara? Liara knows far more about Prothean technology than I do. There was a sigh. Commander Shepard has in the past gone to great lengths to infuriate my employer. As for Miss Tassoni, she is currently persona non grata, you might say. We believe that out of Shepard's current assortment of specialists, you would be the most amenable. Your fixation with loyalty and discretion has earned you my employer's trust. Employer, and Shepard has infuriated them. All the more reason not to trust them. She continued nonetheless, interested to see where this was going. Let's say I was interested. What reward would I get? We understand the migrant fleet is in need of some ships to replace a few lost recently. The ship reposted. Quick to jump to the point. My employer would be more than happy to provide them at reduced cost. All you need to do is keep an eye on any Prothean technology you find and forward it to us. You will be personally well compensated for it as well. That got Tally's attention. They just do that? How did they know the fleet had lost ships recently? That only just happened yesterday. The only person who could possibly have that information to know that is either Cerberus or the Shadow Broker. Cerberus is human-centric, so that just leaves the realization dawning on her. Tally just shook her head. Even if I was to say yes to this, how am I supposed to contact you? You hacked my Omni tool. An anonymous address will be sent via data packet to your Omni tool once this call is concluded. You may send mission updates as you go along. Just keep us up to date. The voice finished, leaving the line open. It was clear she was expecting an answer. In the end, Tally didn't see the harm in it. They hadn't asked her to betray Shepard or the Normandy by leaking classified intelligence or information, and all they asked was for Prothean technology, completely harmless. Of course, she would tell Shepard of this once she was finished, but she doubted he would tell her she couldn't. Besides, the migrant fleet really was in sore need of new ships, and if the voice was to be believed, these ships were brand new. She nodded. Very well, I accept your mission. I'll be sure to keep an eye out for whatever I can find. You know I'll have to tell my commander, though. I cannot keep the secret from him. Their response was clear and concise, as if the entire event had been predicted, scripted, and practiced beforehand. Loyalty is why we contacted you, Talizora. Go in peace. And as abruptly as she had been called, her Omni tool dimmed and deactivated, beeping to indicate the call had been ended, tapping her Omni tool to switch it off. Tally just shook her head and moved toward the nearest chamber, collecting her thoughts. Something about that whole conversation seemed off. It seemed like she was less interested in presenting an offer and more in what I had to say, like she was drilling me for information. Not to mention a lot of her sentences seemed needlessly expository. Even as Tally leaned her shotgun against a nearby console, she couldn't help but feel a slight chill overcome her. Despite this, she turned to look at the dormant console in front of her and decided it wouldn't hurt to begin her mission early. Bringing up her Omni tool, she noted how odd it was, given the speed of the extranet that she hadn't received that address yet. Shaking her head to toss that thought aside, she quickly activated her Omni tool and began scanning the console in front of her. After a few moments, she jumped back as the console lit up suddenly, releasing a burst of white light that consumed her vision for a brief second, before evaporating. The console returned to its dormant state once more, and Tally frantically scrambled to see what had happened. Her Omni tool had picked up a slight energy buildup prior to the burst of light, but now there's no trace of it. She couldn't even tell what it was, and all she could do was continue to use her Omni tool to scan the console, spending minutes at a time trying to discover what the issue was. Her searching was interrupted as Shepard's voice over her comm. However, his voice wasn't as cheery as she had come to expect it. There was something chilling about it, a sense of anger hidden within it, and it was something she hadn't heard since Age Beninium, Pharaohs, the Fidel, and Notacrux. A kind of feral anger that Shepard only unleashed when he was furious. Tally, I need to see you. Now! Shepard had expected an update from Tally by now, but he had simply surmised that she was busy exploring and decided to let her be. It wouldn't do for a commander to continue calling her constantly like a nagging partner. Still, he did feel a sense of emptiness when she wasn't around, and did nag at him. Their relationship was only a few weeks old, and despite Shepard having had many girlfriends in the past, he felt like a schoolboy who had just gone on a date with his first crush. He even smiled dopishly whenever she was around or talking his ear off on some technical breakthrough or another. He was an engineer, but hardly what one would call as experienced as Tally was. Still, they were basically partners in tech. To distract himself from her absence, he had decided to put those skills of his to use poking around the many Prothean systems around them. As he pondered on whether or not to contact Tally and request an update, the console in front of him suddenly lit up. Frowning, he stood up to address the sound, hands gripping the terminal, but as he raised his Omni tool to bring his diagnosis subroutines, the console lit up brilliantly, a blistering tornado of green particles exploding out to form the head of what looked like to be a collector. No, a Prothean. Before he could even yell out to Garrus to come check out the new find, he felt his cybernetics flare up, and his vision suddenly blackened, a burning sensation running up his spine, arms, legs, and spearing through his skull. He recognized this sensation all too well. No doubt, if anyone was to look at him from the outside, his eyes would be glowing bright green, and every exposed piece of cybernetic augmentation and grafting in his body would have lit up like a Christmas tree. The Prothean, no, the AI, was taking control of his body. Just as quickly as the lances of fire took over his form, he found himself relieved of it, only to find his eyes peeling open to the sight of a location he was unfamiliar with, or rather was quite familiar with, but wasn't quite present at that current moment. It was then he realized he must be in some kind of memory, except it wasn't one he remembered having. He was in some kind of office cubicle on the migrant fleet, a simple utilitarian desk, sitting in the back with nothing but a terminal on it. The 3x3 meter room was small enough for 3 people to sleep in at most. Sitting behind the desk was a Quarian he remembered well, Shalaran Vas Tanbe, Tally's adopted aunt. Across from it was the purple-draped form of Tally herself, hand clasped behind her back as she addressed the Quarian admiral across from her. Shala's accented voice broke the silence of the cubicle, speaking to Tally in an authoritative manner he hadn't recognized as being associated with Shala. She had always seemed so motherly with Tally. To see her address her like a subordinate instead of a niece was surprising, to say the least. Tally, Zora, we have a mission you might be interested in. It concerns Commander Shepard. Tally's voice was like that of a drone, bland and barren, speaking with a flat acceptance. Anything for the migrant fleet, Admiral Ron. Shala seemed to accept this as she stood up, pacing back and forth. Your fixation with loyalty and discretion has earned you the Admiralty's board's trust. We understand your relationship with the commander makes you perfect for this task. Before we go any further, I must know, does your loyalty to the commander supersede that of your loyalty to the fleet? Tal's response both surprised and didn't surprise Shepard. Loyalty to the fleet always comes first, Admiral Ron. What do my people need of me? Dylan's like, I don't know. Shirtless hell has to be the worst way to die. I'd rather fire. You right. All we need you to do is keep an eye on Commander Shepard and report whether information you can back to us, Charlotte stated. These reports that he works for Cerberus and has come back to the dead are very worrying, as is his apparent interest in you. The next time he comes to recruit you, and he will, you will accept. You must gain his trust if need be. Entertain this interest he has in you. Tal's responses continued to feel like stabs in the chest for Shepard. He wished he could close his eyes and shut it off, ignore this for what it was, a lie, but somehow he knew it wasn't. The fact that this felt like his memory, like he was spying on an actual event that occurred outside of his purview, wasn't helping. If I must sleep with him to get the information the fleet needs, Admiral Ron, I will. We will leak information about you being on Haystrom to Cerberus. They will no doubt relay this to the commander, Shala stated. You cannot tell your commander about this. This must remain a secret from him. To find out the migrant fleet spying on him will most likely lead him to turn on you. Tally nodded. He won't hurt me, Admiral Ron. I have his trust. I'm just an innocent Quarian engineer to him. He won't suspect a thing. And if I do get it caught, I'll just pretend I know nothing. Works every time. Ron seemed happy with that, which stood in direct contrast to the feeling of betrayal and melancholy Shepard felt building in his chest. Very good, Tally Zora. Go in peace, Kila Salai. Kila Salai was Tally's barely heard response as the memories whisked away and Shepard was shoved back into the present. When he next opened his eyes, he found himself slumped against the console he'd been studying. He quickly stood up, his cybernetics quickly compensating for the muscle strain. And when he looked back, he noticed the protein hologram was gone, replaced by nothing but the dim console he had been analyzing before. But he wasn't focused on that anymore. He focused on what he had seen, what he had observed. That protein had showed him a memory he had never seen before. But his mind seemed unable to conjure up a way to question it, to scrutinize it. Despite everything he thought he knew, he couldn't bring himself to question the validity of the information that had been provided to him. It was irrefutable. Tally. My Tally. Why? Out of all the people to betray his trust, to stab him in the back, he had genuinely thought Tally believed in him. That where Ashley had spat in his face and called him a traitor, and where Liara had casually waved him off and told him, sorry, shadow broker issues, more important, that Tally had his back, that she could ignore the enemy of her people in favor of fighting by his side, that she loved him. It was all a lie. She never loved me. She never believed in me. The only reason she's here is because the fleet sent her to spy on me, to use me. Haystrom, the trial, all of it was manufactured to allow Tally to get closer to me. She used our relationship as a means to get closer to me. Betrayal was suddenly replaced by anger, and he couldn't help but snarl as he lashed out and slammed a fist into a nearby wall, denting it with the sheer force of the impact. Tears welled up in his eyes, but he forced them away as he activated his comms. I need her to admit it to my face. I need to hear her say the words before. In truth, he didn't know what to do. Barely waiting for a response, he spoke, unable to keep the anger from seeping into his voice. Tally, I need to see you. Now. Garrus didn't know what to expect when Shepard called him into the room. He was in rather curtly and uncharacteristically angry. Had Shepard found some kind of atrocity the Blue Suns had left as a parting gift? Garrus knew firsthand what Shepard was capable of when he was angry. What he did to Ulanos Heliot on Binium, Jiang on Pharaoh, Salian on the Fettle, and that exogeny researcher on Nauticrux, it was a side of Shepard he understood, but wished to never see again if he could help it. When he walked into the room, he hadn't failed to immediately note the fist-sized dent in the wall beside the console. Shepard was now leaning against. Shepard hadn't even bothered to look up to the acknowledged Turian's entrance, simply speaking up with a gravelly, strained voice. I need you to be ready if this goes south. Garrus frowned. If this goes south, what are you up to, Shepard? What's going on, Shepard? Garrus asked, unable to help himself. Normally he wouldn't question his orders during an operation, already trusting him as a brother would, but things became different when Shepard was angry. The only person who seemed to be able to soothe him was currently there, however, and he doubted Shepard wanted to have a sparring session in the middle of a protein facility to relieve stress. So, where's Tally? Okay, then, did Shepard look up and address the Turian. I just need you to trust me, Garrus. No matter what happens, you say and do nothing. Okay, now, I am really concerned. Despite himself, the Turian simply nodded, hand reaching down to ensure his pistol was there to use at a moment's notice. I've got your back, Shepard. I just noticed you know, I just hope you know what you're doing. Garrus couldn't possibly have expected what happened next. The door opened on the opposite end of the room and Talia walked inside, immediately taking notice of Shepard and walking up to him, her shotgun holstered on her back. John, you want to... Don't call me that! Both Garrus and Talia's heads whipped to face the commander, looking at him as if he'd gone mad. His tone was full of malice and venom, something he had directed entirely at Tally. He actually seemed offended at the idea of Tally using his first name. What in the spirits is going on? Has Shepard lost it? Does he have a concussion? It was Tally who spoke up first. Garrus having sworn himself to neutrality from whatever was going on. John, are you alright? Have I? Shepard stepped forward. The motion actually causing Tally to flinch backwards slightly as he stood at his full height, almost towering over her, as the sight of him in his blood dragon armor turned him into an imposing figure. I said, don't call me that. You've lost the right to call me that. Garrus internally screamed, Spirits, guide me. Shepard is going insane. I cannot believe I'm hearing this. Unbeknownst to Garrus, Tally was just as baffled. I don't understand. Why are you... She didn't even get the finish. Shepard crossed his arms as he looked at her, fury in his gaze, as he tore his helmet off and tossed it to the ground angrily, the loud bang being enough to startle anyone if it wasn't for the trio being used to sudden explosions and gunfire already. Don't you dare fucking play me, Tally. It's over. I know what you've been doing, why you're really here. Did you think I wouldn't find out eventually? What? Tally couldn't fathom why he was acting like this, or what he even meant. Was he referring to the call she got? If so, how did he find out? And if he did, why was it enough to anger him? Surely he wouldn't be furious with her over something as trivial as that. No, there was something else going on, and she had to find out. As diplomatically as possible, she opened her mouth to speak, but Shepard continued his rant without taking notice. After all I've done for you, after all I've given you, all I've asked for is your loyalty, belief and trust in me, he snapped, completely unhinged as he flung venomous insult after insult at her. And in the end, it didn't matter. None of it did. I was just a tool to you, a pawn in your little game. Knowing using his first name was going to anger him further, Tally decided to placate him, and once she finally had room to speak, she did so, speaking as softly as possible. Shepard, look, I can't help you if you don't tell me what you're talking about. I don't know what I've done to you. Done to anger you. Enough! He charged up to her, the Quarian backing up until she was against the wall, while he continued to advance, moving until he was mere inches from her, his face almost touching her visor as a spittle erupted from his mouth. Anger and fury clear in his eyes. It terrified her, but only because she had seen what happened to those at the receiving end of it. Enough of the lies. You may have fooled everyone else, but I'm not falling for it any longer. You said you could just play the innocent Quarian card, but I can see through that now. Her voice still soft but trembling. The Quarian tried her best to reply. Shepard, please, I don't... What do you mean? Why are you doing this? She almost sobbed, finding herself unable to look into his eyes for fear of seeing the murderous intent behind them. When will you just admit it? He snarled, backing away from her. You were spying on me. For Ron, for the Admiralty Board. Your entire assignment to the Normandy is based on the American fleet attempts to get me to trust you enough to leak my secrets to you. So what have you told them, huh? Did you tell them about the nightmares I have of Thresher Maws? I bet you had a real giggle about how easy it is to comfort me. Admiralty Board? Spying? Ron? What the hell is he on about? Still trembling slightly from his tone, but mustering the courage to stand up to him, she took a tentative step forward, finding herself licking her lips hesitantly as she forced herself to look at the bristling shepherd, the man she loved converted into a raging feral beast. Spy on you? Shepherd, I don't know what you're talking about. I joined you because I believe in you, because I love you. He shook his head, waving a dismissive hand. You still can't admit it. Even when you've been out, even when you've been found out, you still can. What are you basing this on? She snapped back, finally unable to remain meek. He had done nothing but yell at her for seemingly no reason since she was called up here, uttering harsh and cruel words that hinted at sinister suggestions and implications. He was effectively calling her a traitor, a term that hit her deep and threatened to tear her apart. But she could no longer just stand there and take it. You've done nothing but throw accusations at me since I got up here. What is making you say these cruel things, John? She noticed him bristling at the use of that name, but she ignored him, stepping forward more and more. Finally, she grabbed him by the shoulders, forcing him to look at her. Jonathan Shepard, you will look at me and tell me exactly why you have the Goka to call me a traitor. He snapped up to look at her, and despite the look he held chilling her spine, she forced herself to not look away. I saw it, Tally. This protein AI. It showed me a memory. Your memory. I'm guessing it was after Freedom's Progress, but before Haystrom. Ron was giving you a mission to spy on me. He even said that you could convince me to sleep with you if it would garner more information. You only joined me to figure out how far I'd fallen, see if I was a threat, and this entire time, I was foolish enough to think you loved me. The anger for a brief moment seeped away, revealing what lay underneath it all. Hurt. He felt betrayed. It nearly broke her heart to hear it. Suddenly, she shoved her away, roughly and without the gentle touch she was accustomed to from him. He stepped away from him, as if disgusted by her mere presence, and she felt herself shrinking back into her old habits, fingers fidgeting at her waist. He raised his voice once more. Hateful rhetoric, rhetoric, once again replacing any semblance of rational thought or critical thinking. You're just like Ashley. She didn't trust me. She practically called me a traitor, a disgrace to the human species. She didn't believe me. She abandoned me. I thought you and Garrus were different. At least Garrus hasn't betrayed me. He turned to her fully, the hurt in his eyes showing itself ever so briefly before she steeled himself. But you, I thought you believed me. You were always there for me. To learn it was all a lie. You were only there for information. You didn't give a damn about me. Her fist clenched. That's not true, she snapped. I would never betray you. I do believe in you, John. This is all. Don't fucking call me that! He whirled suddenly, his body a blur as his fist once again slammed into the bulkhead, followed by another and another. When he was finished, he would no doubt have a lot of broken knuckles, but the wall itself showed the wear and tear from Shepard's assault far more nakedly. Tally swore she heard her sob, and if Garrus's head turn had meant anything, he had too. She had almost forgotten the terrain was there. Yet remained a silent, stoic, a quiet observer. What thoughts were running through his head? Was he just as confused as she was? He turned to her, any semblance of his sorrow gone. Don't ever call me that again. You've lost that right. I can't believe I trusted you. After everything we've been through and done together, I stood up for you at that trial when nobody else would. I came for you on Haystrom when Miranda told me you weren't worth the trouble. We even survived the Collector base together, side by side. I almost died trying to save you. I would have willingly died to protect you. In the end, the venomance drained from his posture, and he seemed to slowly slouch, sapping off his energy, and the melancholy etched into his voice more and more. I can't believe it. All of it. It seemed real, what we had. I thought it was real. I genuinely thought you were different. I even thought of, if anybody was to ask Garrus what he thought, he'd put them on hold for a few hours, maybe even a week. Spirits helped these two. Tally, what have you done? Tally waited for him to finish, but he never did. He simply stepped back and wordlessly collapsed against the wall behind him. Unable, unwilling to even look her in the eyes, she looked at the ground, unable to look at him either, wondering where it had all gone wrong, and just what she could have done to fix it. She knew she wasn't guilty of what he was accusing her of. Ancestors? I don't even know why a protein AI would feed him such lies. What does it gain from that? An idea dawned in Tally's head, and she realized in Shepard's state that it was a foolish one. But if she could not rely on trust alone to win him over, words were useless, and she needed to take action. She had to show her devotion to him. She needed to show him she meant business. That what he said wasn't true. Keela, I'm gonna pick that AI apart if I survive this. Shoot me, she stated simply and to the point. Garrus's eyes widened and he turned to Tally for a brief second. I just hope these two. Wait, what? Shepard's head snapped up, eyes unfocused, as if trying to articulate what Tally had just said in his mind. Unlike Garrus, he voiced his confusion. What? It's the only way, Tally. Be strong. She stepped forward, holding her arms up in defeat. If you truly believe what you said, if you honestly believe I'm a traitor, then I deserve death. Shoot me. Shepard turned to Garrus, looking for direction, like a child looking to his parents for instructions. Garrus ignored him, looking straight at Tally as if she was crazy. If someone had told me this morning that Shepard would accuse Tally of being a traitor, and then Tally had asked Shepard to execute her spirits, I'd have laughed him out of the airlock. I can't even. Shepard, this is a whole nother realm of fuck! Seeing as Garrus would not be helping him. Shepard turned gulping. Her confidence boosted somewhat. She stepped forward, arms still spread out. Come on, Shepard, what about Heliot and Salion and that exogeny researcher? And don't forget Jiang. They all got justice, so shoot me. I deserve death. Don't I? I'm a spy. If I don't... Why are you... For one, Shepard, the word connoisseur, a man who could whip up an improvised argument out of thin air in a trial room to convince an entire panel of admirals to convince them of one Quarian's innocence, was tripping over his own words. Another step. Because you're wrong. And I think even you know that. I didn't join you to spy on you. I didn't say I love you because it would get me closer to you. There is no secret mission. He shook his head, holding his head in frustration. None of this makes any sense. The memory, it seemed real. No, it has to be true. You're lying, trying to deceive me. Another step. God, Damn, I thought this was going to be fun, but damn, this got real fucking serious. Oh, wow. None of this trying to deceive me. Another step. She was barely a meter from him now, but he still hadn't drawn his weapon. That was good. She could sense she was getting to him. Please, John, be strong. Listen to the truth in my words. I would never betray you. His words to Garrus in the shuttle, but how she would never betray him seemed almost ironic now. Like a cruel joke played by the ancestors to mock Tally Zora's existence. That's absurd, John. You know me. You've seen my face. You can tell when looking into a person's eyes when they're lying, especially when they haven't had practice doing it. My face is hidden away all the time. I don't need to practice lying. She knew she had him, and in that moment there was only one thing that could convince him. Now, directly in front of him, she crouched down, kneeling in front of him, and he did something she knew she would regret later. She reached up, flicking the catches on her visor, and carefully removed it, holding it so as to bar Garrus from seeing it. There was only one man she trusted to see her face, and while she trusted Garrus like family, he wasn't the man she loved. Ooh, look in my face, and tell me I'm lying. Although clearly reluctant, he did just that, and in that moment, she saw the single tear that streamed down his face. It was too much for him. He could take a man like Wilson betraying him, a stranger. He could take Ashley calling him a traitor, a friend, yes, but a soldier with a duty to the Alliance. But to have someone he'd go out of his way to protect, even die for. The person he had confided his worst fears to, had laid in bed with as comfort, had laughed and cried with whenever they needed it, betray him. That was the nail in the coffin. It would break him. For several seconds, neither of them said anything. He simply looked into her eyes, captivated by the silvery orbs that peered back at him, and she looked back into his. She could see the subtle changes in his mood. Anger gave way to sadness, sadness giving way to realization, realization giving way to, well, she wasn't sure what emotion he felt now. He looked blank, devoid of emotion. Finally, after a moment or two, but I don't understand. It seemed real, the evidence. It was irrefutable. There was no conviction in his words now. He echoed them unbelievingly, and in that moment, Tally knew she had convinced him. Her John was back, and the lie that had been cast over them had been thoroughly destroyed. Instead of putting her mask back on straight away, she reached up and stroked his cheek, knowing the action would comfort him. I don't know, John. Maybe that AI is toying with us. She was hit with an epiphany, and seating her mask back into place over her face, noting the look of wistfulness in Shepard's eyes as she did, she spoke. Maybe while I was down on the sublevel, I received a call from an unknown origin. They offered me a deal, provide Prothean tech in exchange for new ships for the migrant fleet. I told them I'd tell you about it, and after I finished the call, I accessed this console and it flashed me. He frowned at her, sniffling as he quickly rubbed his face, not wanting Garrus to see he had been close to tears. Nobody had seen him like that. Nobody except Tally on occasion, and perhaps his own mother. I don't understand. Why would they call you to offer a deal? Why would the console flash you? Noting how fuzzy she had felt after the flash, she shrugged. I don't know. It just seems too convenient that I received a call, got flashed by a console, and then minutes later you're telling me a protein AI convinced you I was spying on you for the fleet. Clearing his throat, Garrus added his own 2 cents. She's right, Shepard. That does seem way too convenient. Do you think maybe the AI was toying with you? He frowned at that, watching as Tally stood up, offering a hand to Shepard. He took it, letting her pull him up. Why would it even do that? What's the point? Deciding to add some levity to the situation, he smirked a little. That reads like the plot of a crappy sci-fi romance novel. The AI who battled love. Despite himself, Shepard couldn't help but chuckle a little, although his shoulders were still sagged. Who knows? All I know is that I just made a big fucking fool of myself. He turned to Tally, his eyes and voice softening. Tally, what I said, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. I'm such a fucking idiot. Sighing, she reached up and pulled him into a hug, ignoring his muffled protest as she pressed his face against her shoulder, stroking his hair. Shh, it's okay. No, it isn't, he mumbled. I doubted you. I questioned your loyalty when I shouldn't have. You've done nothing but constantly fight by my side, even went out of your way to put yourself in danger to watch my back. Not even a spy would do that. She smiled. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't take off their mask just to prove to you they were lying either, unless they're not Quarian or just a really overconfident one. They actually laughed at that, the sound vibrating through the shoulder of her suit. I don't know of many Quarians who are willing to go that far, unless you're saying Regar would do that. She giggled, pulling him back. Anyone else would think they were crazy. Just moments ago, he had been yelling in her face and she had been asking him to shoot her. Now they were wrapped in a tight embrace, giggling like a pair of maniacs. Only on the Normandy. More softly, she whispered, I just hope it was worth it. All that bacteria. I think I'm going to be running quite the fever by tonight. He pulled up an alarm, looking her in the eyes. Will you be all right? She nodded. I will be now. He frowned, shaking his head. You know what I meant. Stroking his cheek, she gave him a single nod of reassurance. I'll be sneezing up a storm, John, but I won't die. I just don't think I'll be available for ground missions for at least a few days. He grinned, pulling back before wiping it from his face. Taking her hands in his, he kneaded them gently with his own. Tally, I swear I'll never question your faith in me again. I said some cruel things, and if you give me the chance, I want to make that up to you. I just hope what I said hasn't. She raised her visor up and tapped it against his forehead. John, we will journey through this together, as we have done since the Eden Prime War. We soldiered through that. We soldiered through this, and we'll soldier through everything else in the galaxy that throws at us. Garrus and I, we're here till the end. A slight grin tugged at his lips. I don't exactly want to cuddle. Garrus. And that's my cue to step in, the Turian coughed, bringing their attention to the forgotten Turian. Seriously, it's a wonder why you even bother bringing me along if you two are going to get so infatuated with each other so as to forget I exist. Shepard feigned shock, returning to his former self as he looked around to find his helmet. He quickly discovered it in Tally's grip, and the Quarian returned it to him. Shepard nodding his thanks as he pulled it back over his head. If you want a promotion to third wheel, Garrus, you're more than welcome to submit a request to Miranda. The Turian rolled his eyes. It's only third wheeling if it's just you two. Tally just giggled. You going to cuddle your sniper rifle, Vicarian? Calibrate it a little? Whisper sweet nothings in its ear and promise to pop its heat sink? Garrus just looked at her, mouth hanging open as he was finally left speechless. Even Shepard had a snort as he muttered something along the lines of, too much information. Turning to her, he whipped out his DMR and patted the poor, flabbergasted Turian on his shoulder. Come on, Garrus, we'll get you back to the ship so you can cuddle with the main gun. We all know she's your real love. Garrus ignored Shepard, pretending to look at Tally with a glare of disgust. Tally, I promise you no more Dexter chocolate for the rest of your days. She just smiled, whipping out her shotgun as she followed Shepard back out into the harsh winds of the planet to wait pickup, having had enough of the protein facility. Remember, Garrus, boyfriend. The Turian made a comment about Tally being calibrated by Shepard under his breath, and it didn't go unheard. So, suffice to say, Garrus would be going straight to medical to get a few ice packs after the pistol whip Tally gave him for that comment. There we go. Is my man seriously asleep? Bruh, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Damn. Was it really that boring that I put someone to sleep? Damn. Alright, well shit, I guess I'm gonna have to go for another few minutes by myself. I'll talk to the chat. What's up, Aiden? Good to see you. We got Dylan's back. Okay, I think we're just gonna mute his mic for now. Alright. Yeah, how depressing. Yeah, it really was depressing, not gonna lie. Very, very sad. It was really. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be fun, and then I made myself, and then it was sad. I didn't want it. I didn't want to be sad. Do you want to be sad and enjoyed? Now just. All right. Well, this guy's clearly asleep. Dylan says, "Do you sleep?" Apparently. Damn. Uh, I I guess he's asleep. Shit, dude. Damn, he didn't even mute his mic. Uh, well, I'm just gonna remove him. You know, I mean, unless somehow Nindroid comes back to consciousness, he can add himself back in. So anyway, how's chat going on today? Hope you're all doing good. Man, that was we had depressing fan fiction, and someone fell asleep on stream. If you talk any loud, you're gonna wake people up. Well, I'm supposed to, like, Nindroid fell asleep on stream. Like, Nindroid, are you up? All right. Well, hang on. I know it'll wake him up.
See, that's the type of. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yup, yet. Okay, I see. I feel like he's actually fake. I feel like a part of me believes that he's faking it because that's like a loud ass snore. But also, I have a roommate who's also snored very loudly. Nindroid, snore again if The Rise of Skywalker is a bad movie. Okay, so The Rise of Skywalker is a bad movie. Okay, thanks, Nindroid. Snore again if you think the sequel trilogy is trash. Okay, so the sequel trilogy is trash. Good to know. Snore again if Star Wars is trash. Alright, snore again if you want to get rid of Galactic Chat. Do I just end the stream? Wait a minute, he's fucking laughing. I heard that. You son of a bitch! You had me fucking convinced. You had me convinced. You son of a bitch! I fucking knew it. I knew it. I heard fucking chuckling, but that's man. What the fuck?
Hey. That's how the Nindroid goes.
Dude, I genuinely thought you were asleep.
I know. That was my plan. Because if you remember, I actually did fall asleep on one of your shows before.
Yeah, you did, and I'm just like, Nindroid, where are you? I'm like, Nindroid, if you don't say anything.
No, but dude, here's just an easy thing. I don't snore while I sleep. All right.
Good.
So here's the thing. If you hear snoring, like me pretending, that's an easy way to tell I'm pretending to sleep. All right.
True.
Just a hint right there. All right. So. Yeah,
You know,
it's very nice. I love a bedtime story.
yeah, well, what did you think of that story, Nindroid?
It put me to sleep.
Whoa! See, Nindroid, the reason why it put you to sleep was because you don't know these characters, okay? And since while we're here, this will be your first reaction to what these characters look like.
Wow, that's great.
Man, you're not giving it a chance. You know, this is a better representation of who Tally looks like.
Okay, let me see.
All right. This is who Tally looks like. This is now in full screen.
Wow, she looks ugly.
Whoa, that's my girl, man.
Yeah, she looks ugly.
What? Why does she look ugly?
Because
Huh?
she's ugly.
No, she ain't.
Because she's ugly.
Look, come on. Come on. Come on, what do you think of this picture? Huh? It makes it look better. It was the lighting in that first one.
These dreams are better than life.
Come on, look. What about this one of her cuddling with Shepard, huh?
That looks ugly.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah, what's under the mask?
A face.
Let me see the face.
Shoot, hang on a minute. I'll find it. Maskless Tally. Tally without a mask. This is who she looks like without a mask.
Oh, okay, she looks fine.
Man, you're really trying it, man. You're really trying it. All right, see, and this is Garrus. He's a cool guy. Is my man snoring again? And Android, I know you're faking because you don't snore. You already told me. Yo, Nindroid, wake your ass up. That was boring as hell. You know what? Nindroid's boring. Literally, all he fucking does is snore. What? Can I go watch paint dry now? You can watch Nindroid sleep now. See, come on, look, Garrus looks cool. All right, he has that cool freaking. And I know you faked it because you just put your head on the pillow as I saw you. Just gonna mute you right there. One day I'm just gonna stream live. paint drying. Man, are you really? Man, when did this become fucking gang up on me week? I mean, when did this? Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of them there. I think that'll. I don't know. If I wanted to be bored, I would go watch Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor Justice League. Wow, I can't believe you guys actually believe that I'm on par with just that. With that, guys, I'm hurt. Like, I'm really hurt. Even my own fan base turned against me. Like, I'm hurt, guys. Wow, I guess wow. Um yeah, great. Thank you guys for ruining my self-esteem. You guys I am now going to eat ice cream in a closet somewhere. Because Ninjroid was bored to the point where he fell asleep. Dylan's telling me my stream basically might as well be the comparison of watching paint dry. Zach said that my stream was, just as boring as Josh. God, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I mean, you guys, you know what, guys? I think I'm just gonna have to quit YouTube altogether. I mean, I guess I got to do it, guys. Since I don't get what I want, I'm just gonna quit because I'm such a toxic fanboy. All right, if I don't get what I want, I'm just gonna quit. Okay, I'm a toxic YouTuber. Okay, I am gonna quit. I am gonna quit YouTube and I am going to start a hot dog cart business. Okay, I'm gonna be selling hot dogs out of a little cart with those little bottles of ketchup and mustard. And I know your eyes are open, Ninjoid. I can see you. So unless you're dead, and see he's smiling. Okay, well, you know what? Since you want to snore through I am not releasing the goddamn porn review. I will refuse to do so I am going to be like WB up in this bitch. I ain't releasing a porn review. No, we don't want to hear you snoring. I fucking refuse. I refuse to deal with the toxicity, man. I can't do it anymore. I'm done, man. I quit, man. I'm just gonna be a hot dog cart man now. God, that really puts a freaking ears, man.
All right. I just woke up. So.
Well, we all know what really happened.
Oh, real. Oh.
What the hell was that? Justice League is better than Army of the Dead and Sucker Punch. Well, Army of the Dead is too long. Justice League is too short. Do I want too long or too short? That is a good question. Maybe a question for another time. Maybe a philosophy question. What are you talking about?
Justice League is better.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just rambling on in his sleep. Man's crazy. They're both horrible. Nobody wants to see this shit. Nobody wants to see any of this shit. Let's be real here. Nobody wants to see my shit. All right. It was made clear and apparent tonight that I might as well be paint drying. And you know what? That's gonna be my channel from now on. Dylan, you gave me a great idea. From now on, it is going to be paint drying. And you know what? Just to punish you all, it ain't even gonna be a well painted wall. It's gonna be like one drop of paint that you guys are just You know what, guys? You can have this one. All right. Ninjoid's asleep again. What the hell? I know you're awake because I saw you smirk. Don't lie. Don't lie to yourself, Ninjoid. You're not asleep. All right. Well, I guess since he's sleeping, I'm gonna trash Star Wars, and most importantly, I'm gonna trash George Lucas. I mean, George Lucas is an old guy with gray hair, a pair of glasses. The guy looks like he came out of a freaking pottery barn who literally just got a freaking pot. All right. Freaking George Lucas showed up. He literally looks like a guy who would walk into a CVS looking for some cough drops. He looks too casual. I don't know. I don't like that. He's a pretty weird guy. You know, and I would like to trash also J.J. Abrams. I mean, he's got he's got glasses and just weird hair and glasses, and he looks too nerdy for me. I could just I'm just gonna talk trash about Star Wars in general. First of all, what? Wait, is he? Jesus Christ! I thought he was actually gonna throw the cup. Jesus Christ, that really scared me. Oh God. And I would just like to say, Star Wars is really confusing, guys. I mean, the story might seem very straightforward, but what if I were to tell you you were wrong?
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, now you want to be awake?
Yeah, I do. All right, guys. Because Austin hasn't even done it, you guys can find me on my own YouTube channel.
We were gonna go for 3 more minutes.
Oh, all right.
What the hell? Why you being so fast all of a sudden, huh? You got better places to be? Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, well, he's snoring away. We got 3 minutes. Like to just say that everybody in the chat, I appreciate you very much, even though now my shows are essentially watching paint dry. You've all given me my new catchphrase. Paint dry McGee. My streams are better than watching paint dry. Because quite frankly, that's all my shows are. Oh God, he's got that cup. Yep, he's like, yep, we're trying to end the stream. We all need to go to bed. Man, all right. Well, then I guess we'll end it because apparently you guys got other places to be. And you know what? Don't disrespect Michael's name like that, man. Can throw a cup at the freaking computer. Don't appreciate it. That I just heard a huge thud. I feel like he broke something. And yeah, he broke another thing. Oh God, that's no, God, please do not break your computer screen again. I don't want to go through that again. Well, since we got a minute left, I think I'm just gonna thank everybody in the chat. I guess we had Jack Slaw, Dylan, Zach, Kavari, Aiden was here for a bit. Sean, View with the Drew, Deshaun. Well, I guess. Well, since Ninjoid is asleep, I guess I'll just wrap it up.
No, I'm awake.
No, he's asleep. He's asleep. We don't want to. We don't got to ruin his rest. So you can just find me everywhere. Chaos. Okay, well Ninjoid did leave. Okay, goodbye. Aiden. Aiden's still here. Hey, Aiden, how's it going? Sorry we didn't get to your comments earlier. We were just reading that fanfic. So you know what? Since this stream is more like paint dry, I'm just gonna go far into what I do. Sunday, Shadow Eye. You can find me on the Chaos Central shows on also Sunday, the Loki Roundtable, the Batch Roundtable. Monday, good old wrestling, randomness at its finest on JJ's channel, Chris Knight's channel for the weekly wrap up if he does it on Mondays. Tuesdays, Austin and Friends Talk Pop Culture. Fridays or Thursdays, you can find me occasionally on the Real Review 3000 Chris Knight's channel for the Rumble. And also you can find me on Saturday's Splash Talk, aka the show that obviously paint drying is much more interesting. And Dylan, I know you're kidding. Trust me, I know you're kidding. I know when people are kidding. Come on, guys. We all know.
Unlike someone else.
You know what? You right. And also follow me on Twitter at the Allslayer17. Just do it. Just do it. Follow me on the Chaos Central Twitter because again, Chaos Central's fun. You wanted chaos, and also you can also subscribe to Chaos Central, guys. Come on, we need more subscribers over there. And since Ninja is asleep, I guess we're just gonna wrap it up. Since he doesn't want to do his own thing, so I think we're just gonna play the outro unless he has something. Unless he wants to wake up abruptly and he wants to say something. You know what? I'll do it for him. You guys can find me on my own YouTube channel. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do my thing. What is up, guys? My name is Ninjoy243, and you can find me on my own channel, Ninjoy243 for Galactic Chat, where we talk about Star Wars, Marvel, DC, the Rise of Skywalker, everything. Okay, so and also you can find me and also my Ninjoid rewrites of the sequel trilogy, which will be postponed to December because I got someone else working with me on that, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And also you can find me on the Osnator channel and Sauerkraus's channel, and you can find me on Chaos Central for the Bad Batch Roundtable, and you can find me on Twitter at Ninjoy243, and you can find me on everywhere Ninjoy243, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, OnlyFans, everything else. So you know what? Just go follow me everywhere. And Austin, you handsome guy, thanks for having me on.
Hell no.
Well, I did it for you.
Also, it's fan cuts, not rewrites.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, but
It's
no.
same thing, you know.
No.
I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, man. This is the Osnator signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, bye.
Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it. Ready